G'day, welcome to Giddy Fox Gaming. Latent Power is a confusing skill in Monster Hunter Wilds, as the tooltip never explains what the conditions are for triggering it. I believe many players aren't using the skill because they don't know how it works, and I'm here to shed some light on this completely underrated skill. This build uses the dual blades with bow as a secondary to maximize the benefits provided by Latent Power for ridiculous damage and stamina for a massive damage spike throughout the hunt. And good news, this skill works great in the endgame as well, as it's easy to trigger. Let me head over to my corner quick, and I'll explain Latent Power and the build I have set up for it. All right, here's how the Latent Power build looks normally, but I run it with this for the layered armor. I like the gold and black a lot here. But Latent Power, this build is built around that skill 100%. It's looking to do as much Latent Power stuff as possible. We've got two pieces of the gore equipment here to give us some Frenzy Virus and Antivirus to give us some more affinity as we go. And then one part of the new Udra boots here for Burst 1. But the rest then is the Ray Dow set. The Ray Dow set has a really interesting set bonus here called Thunderous Roar, which extends the activation time of Latent Power. And if you don't know what Latent Power is a skill that when conditions are met, we're going to have 50% affinity and reduced stamina depletion by 50%, which is absolutely bananas on dual blades. I've got bow as a secondary here, but dual blades go crazy with this skill. But the problem is most players don't know what the certain conditions are. Well, here they are. There's two conditions. You could trigger one or the other. The first one is if you get hit for a certain amount of damage. It doesn't matter if it's in one hit or if it's in multiple hits that add up to around 130 HP that you take in damage. So over the course of the hunt, if you get hit a few times, you will trigger Latent Power. Latent Power normally lasts for 2 minutes, but with the Ray Dow set, we are able to extend the time of Latent Power. The 2-piece gives us some time, the 4-piece gives us more time. And that lets us then go crazy for it's around 2 minutes. It's just a little bit added, a little bit extra than 2 minutes with the Ray Dow's voltage added on there. The other condition you can meet is that if it's been 2 minutes since the start of the hunt or 2 minutes since the last activation of Latent Power, then Latent Power will come back online. So you're either getting hit for a lot of damage or you're waiting 2 minutes and then Latent Power is back. And that's why I call this set the Just Give Me 2 Minutes set. Because if you let me go 2 minutes, once Latent Power triggers, we go crazy. So this whole set is trying to maximize how much damage we're doing with our critical hits, as well as being in demon mode for as long as possible on the dual blades because our stamina is depleted by 50%. So it's less stamina being used. We have critical boost on the dual blades themselves in order to maximize our critical hit damage. Focus lets us charge up all of our demon dance moves, which you need to do. There's a gauge now in Wilds for demon dance or for blade dance. So you got to have that available. And then Master's Touch is letting us be able to not have to sharpen in the middle of our Latent Power. Latent Power is maxed out. Obviously, Mushroom-mancer I love as a skill, but it's even better here with dual blades because Devil's Blights are awesome. Devil's Blights are basically 2.5 points of free constitution as an item. They also max out your stamina bar and replenish all of your stamina. So when you run out, you could just eat a Devil's Blight, you're back up to full, and then you can go back in there and go Latent Power things to death. I put a couple points of Constitution in here too, so now we're at Constitution 4.5. Technically, when we have the 2 Constitution here plus the Devil's Blight eaten with Mushroom-mancer. Evade window is just nice to have. Marathon Runner gives us stamina regen, which is great on dual blades because once you burn all of it on Latent Power, you want to be able to regen fast or eat a mushroom to get back up there. Heartbreaker is just on the build here, and then Burst and Coalescence are just part of they're on the set, but Burst gives us some more damage. This set is super, super fun, and there's a really sneaky part of this set that works really well. When you meet the conditions for Latent Power, so either you get hit a bunch and Latent Power triggers, or 2 minutes pass and Latent Power triggers, you can then throw on your Rocksteady Mantle, and now you can't get interrupted either. So the 2 minutes plus that you have in Latent Power, where you have 50% affinity and 50% less stamina depletion, now goes even harder with Rocksteady Mantle because as soon as Latent Power is active, you put on the Mantle, roars can't stop you, being hit by attacks can't stop you. You just go in there and you carve everything up. And your crit is just massive. You do tons of critical hit damage. It's really, really fun. So that's the whole set and it works really well, but there's only one way to show it off, which is to go into a hunt and go play around with it. So let me fire up a hunt quick, and I'll show you how Latent Power works with this set. All right, found somebody who needs help with a really angry fish. All right, here's our fish, and we're looking for the notification on the screen that says Latent Power has activated. That's not going to happen for a little bit here, either 2 minutes or until I take a bunch of damage. So we're going to play our dual blades like normal, which is just, you know, a blender. But there's a perfect dodge. Once we get Latent Power activated, we'll throw on our Rocksteady Mantle and go crazy. Or more crazy, I guess I should put it. Whew. There we go. Big damage on the fins here. The fin damage here is really funny on dual blades. It looks like we're lagging, but it's just the hit stop from hitting so many attacks on the fins. Kind of a funny interaction here with the old dual blades on this guy alone too. There's no other monster that happens to me with. Just Uthduda. Not sure why. Oh, there it is. Okay. Wow, that was close. Okay, fins are gone. I basically can tell when Latent Power's going when we get that notification, but if I miss it, it's when I start landing a ton of critical hits. Then I know that Latent Power is on. We can also press the escape key and see when our affinity goes to 50% there. That's what I'm looking for. Ow. So we can check here. Whoops, after I dodge this. All right. That our affinity is not at 50% yet, so we're not Latent Power yet. We did take one big hit, though. So the next big hit we take, probably going into Latent Power. I also really need to get rid of this water blight, but I'm going to live with it for now. Dodge backwards. Miss it. There it is. Okay. There's Latent Power activated. So now we can throw on our vest. We got that ready to go. And we chop it up. Now just watch for all the crits here. We can't be interrupted. We can only take damage here. Our crit rate has gone up a ton, and our stamina depletion has gone down a ton. And so we can just start flinging attacks without worrying about our health, really. We'll still keep an eye on it just in case, but look at all them crits, man. And we're not losing sharpness at all. Watch our sharpness meter as I attack. I'm not losing any of it. Oh, unfortunate timing with him leaving here because we're going to lose some of our Latent Power time, but that's okay. All right, I sharpened on the way just to have more sharpness just in case here, but we're going to keep railing into this guy. The mount was unexpected here. It's fine, though. Get that wound pop. Go on in here. There we go. All right. We're back in it. Shred them. Big shredding. Awesome. Can't get stopped by the roars because of the Rocksteady Mantle. Can't get stopped by the damage because of the Rocksteady Mantle. That hits us anyways, so that's crazy. Ow. Nice. Go for a focus strike here. Missed it. Right there. So close. Right here. There we go. Now we go nuts. And we can see here that we still have our Latent Power going because our affinity is so high. It's about to run out, though. We'll try to get as much damage in as we can before it goes away. Nice. Good para. Ooh, that hit stop's crazy looking. There we go. All right. And now it looks like we've got a little bit of time left. It's almost gone. Oh, just missed that. Go for a Mandragora there. There, Latent Power just ran out. So now we just wait. Doesn't change much with the dual blades, though. We're still going to shred things. We just got a little bit less crit rate right now. We'll play our weapon just like normal, but in 2 minutes or when we take another bunch of damage, we'll be back in Latent Power again. Take one of those, which is great because Latent Power is fun. Oh, this is a weird glitch. Awkward focus strike there. Just wanted to cling to that tree for dear life. That's great. Ooh, that hit me crazy. All right, let's try again here. Miss it. All right. Ooh, big damage. Oh, I might be dead here. Dodge the first part anyways. Good rock. That was nice. Eat the Mandragora. We're not even close. I'm not going to pop the wound here yet. Now I will. Wanted to get the damage while he was on the ground first. There we go. Now let's get a proper one. Here we go. Very nice. Very nice. Woo, good break. Dodge out of the way here. Let's grab one of these. Awesome. Fins are gone. Chop it. Oh, ah. Good dodge. Okay. The only thing I wish we could change about this build is that we would have Rocksteady back up in our next hunt right away. That's all time-based. Free sneak attack. That's kind of funny. Whoopsie. Blast damage from the Kangala. But it looks like we're back in Latent Power again, which we are. Which is great. Keep chopping. We're going to take that hit. My bad. It's all good, though. We have Mushroom Answer. That's how I love this skill. It's such a comfy skill, Mushroom Answer is. If you're looking for details on how that skill works, by the way, I've got a video on my channel on that. You can check it out if you want to. But Mushroom Answer just provides so much quality of life and makes your hunts so much easier. You have a ton of healing. You have lots of buffs. You don't have to go looking for supplies and craft things. It's just always there. It's really nice. Give it a shot sometime. And like I said, it's even better on this build because we've got Devil's Blights that we can use, which is counteracting the Water Blight right now really well. So I've had Water Blight most of this hunt, but I haven't had to worry about stamina at all because the Water Blight's really nice. Hey, good work, team. And we shredded the fish. That's Latent Power on Dual Blaze. Hope you enjoy the build. It's a great time. Lots of critical hits. Lots of stamina. It's awesome on Dual Blades. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the build for yourself. Happy hunting. And I'll see you in the next one, okay?